Folly down.
So the other day, I saw a tweet. I feel like all my videos start out like that.
I saw a tweet the other day.
I saw a tweet that said, "Woke one was crazy." Attached to the infamous photo of Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of Democrat politicians kneeling in African costumes back in 2020 to honor George Floyd. What a fever dream. There were many similar posts from people talking about how crazy Woke 1 was, or Woke 1.0 as they call it. Leftists talking about what they did wrong during
like 2016?
Woke 1.0, how they came off too strongly with things like abolish the police, and how they'll do things differently during Woke 2.0. Yeah. You'll get him next time, champ. And don't get me wrong, 2020 was crazy. At the time, I was a bit preoccupied trying my hardest to get Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard elected. I don't want to talk about it. But yes, from what I remember, 2020 was crazy.
Just forget it.
But that was not Woke 1.0. Woke 1.0 started long ago. Long ago when being woke was called being an SJW.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sarkeesian was public enemy number 1. And
I was watching people like Jim Sterling, who ended up being captured by the woke and became Stephanie. It's so fucking weird.
I identify as an attack helicopter, believe it or not, was a joke young people told, and not your 65-year-old uncle on Facebook. You see, Woke 1.0 was not George Floyd and COVID masks, no. This was Woke 1.0.
Learn what mansplaining is, and then stop doing it.
Oh shit, we're going way
Hello,
back.
And welcome to the Shoe on Head channel. I am your host, Shoe on Head. You may also know me on Reddit as every e-girl combined into one insufferable millennial woman with fetal alcohol syndrome, or perhaps just Asmongold on HRT. As I am filming this, it is the 12th anniversary of my first video on this channel. 12 years. 12 years a slave to the algorithm. So in this video, we are going to react to that video as well as a few other old videos of mine. We're gonna see how well or how terrible everything has aged, because let's be real, a lot of this shit aged like milk. Wait, why is the arrow pointing this way? What the f- We're going to talk about Woke 1.0, the ancient lore of me and my channel, how the Overton window has shifted so far since then, how stupid everything looks.
Bro, just saying. We tried to warn you. We warned you it was going to get this bad. If nobody was going to do anything, everybody was denying that anything bad was happening, and then here we are.
Back then, in comparison to things happening today, I feel like every morning we wake up and we are living through yet another historical event. The news moves so fast. There's pressure to react instantly, to pick a side, to condemn, to support. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, we're not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now,
for like
I have
6
been
months
using
at
today's
least,
sponsor,
if at all.
Ground News.
Ah,
so let's quickly give them a shout out before we
News.
get into this video. Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being—
You know what's better? It's X. X will really get you what you're getting from Ground News. I think Ground News is kind of a scam.
covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and make sure you're getting both sides. They make it really easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's check out this story about how Republicans in Congress continue to back Iran war despite the political risk. On the left, you'll see the headlines—
It's not even Republicans in Congress, man. It's like people who have business all around the world. That's really who it is, and they control the Republicans in Congress.
About this are like, Iran war keeps dashing GOP's midterm hopes. And this is how a right-wing outlet covers the same story. Tucker Carlson claims Israel controls US politics, force Trump into Iran war. Very different focuses here, very different—
Yeah, he's wrong. It's the international investors and the international corporations.
vibes going on here. But my favorite feature of Ground News is definitely the blind
America
spot
first,
feature.
baby. We need to get out of the globe. We need to pull back and fuck everybody else.
Shows you news stories that have been covered by one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here is another story about how the Iran war is deeply unpopular with even Trump's voters. 39 sources covered this, 64% were left-wing, and only 14 were right-wing. Right-wing media trying to avoid how even their own fan base are sick of this war. And here's a story about how Ilhan Omar's sister is apparently linked to Minnesota's fraud scandal.
Hold on, going back to the war thing, you know what I think should happen in this war with Iran? Just flatten them, and then be done with it.
100% of the sources that covered this story are right-wing. No left-wing outlets have covered this story. There are so many examples like this, and Ground News makes it really easy to just
you can see that
lay
on
it
X.
all out in the open. I've been using Ground News for years now, and it is one of my favorite apps. Even the Nobel Peace Center.
Facebook groups are pretty good now. They're getting a lot better. I've been in Facebook groups for about a month, and holy shit, dude. Underrated.
Recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. High praise. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off.
Yeah, that's the thing with Facebook groups. People want to have an echo chamber, but Facebook groups is open. Unless you have like a private Facebook group, you're not getting an echo chamber because anybody can get in there. You can have a conservatives only group, but if it's public, then Democrats can get in there also. And I love it. People complain about it all the time. I'm like, no, I love these morons being in here. Because you people don't realize that you are also morons.
Off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. To get the 40% off discount, go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today.
I'm just gonna pitch Facebook groups again. A lot of my favorite people that I've been interacting with are lefties. Not leftoids, lefties. They're just on the left, and I don't agree with anything, and I don't know if they like me, and I don't really like them, but we have, like, actual deep conversations in Facebook groups, and I love it.
Big thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, as always, for not skipping the ad. And now, back to the video. One of the most funny and like endearing things that have been happening lately is people will discover my channel and then they'll make reaction videos to my videos and they'll title them things like, Shoe on Head is done with the left. Shoe on Head is finally waking up. And it's like, I've been woken up. Do not cite the anti-woke magic to me, Nuxtaku. I was there when it was written. Before your girl was Kami Mommy.
I was there too. I've been watching Shoe since the beginning.
For better or worse, I was one of the founding fathers of anti-woke content on the internet. I saw this one tweet that was like, the idea there was a woke one is the most jarring to America's moment I've ever had. Really, bitch? I mean, like, I get it. I would pretend it never happened too. It was very embarrassing, but really, bitch? I was there when Bernie Sanders was talking about unions and has microphones snatched by Black Lives Matter. That was basically the birth of my entire political worldview. You can't pretend that shit never happened.
That's about when I started. That's about whenever I got on.
I was there when a grown-ass scientist was harassed and brought to tears for daring to wear a shirt with like cartoon pinup girls on it. We need Nuremberg trials for all the 2010s. You should legally be forced to wear some kind of patch on you in public to identify you as a woke
Whoa, hold on. Wait, I don't know if we should go that far.
1.0 freak. When I saw that tweet, I literally had to stop
We don't want to start labeling people with symbols.
Writing my other video to make this one. Because I was like, okay, I'm not gonna let these people rewrite history. We're not gonna let you write the history books, okay? Who do you think you are? Ghislaine Maxwell's father? So I'm going to be talking about 4 different videos here.
So they can only rewrite the trending history. They can't rewrite real history because everything exists on the internet now. You can't get rid of actual history. People want to talk about like how history is manipulated. Nah, I think they try to manipulate it, but it's easy to see it all out there if you really go looking.
Oppression Olympics, Social Justice League vs. Gamers, Average is Beautiful, and Questions for Men Answered by Woman. I'm not going to be showing the full videos because this video will be 4 hours long, so if you want to watch the full videos, the links will be in the description. Thank you, I love you, bye-bye. So, Oppression Olympics was my first cultural, political video, uploaded July of 2014. 12 years ago. How old were you guys? 12 years ago. I am like 60
I don't wanna
years
talk about
old
it.
in internet years, like 204 years old in
Bro, I was an adult still. 12 years. Fuck, dude. I'm getting old. I was 18.
e-girl years. If you have been here, if you have been with me for that long, you deserve like some kind of reparations or something. Like, you have seen some Alright, I am about to watch it. I am so scared. I haven't watched this in years.
I think I've seen this.
They're pretty late.
Yep. I remember that.
Heels? Do you wear makeup? Do you want to go on a diet and get thin? Don't do any of those things. Hey, I'm a feminist. That's right, a feminist in 2014 America.
Oh.
Can my voice even do
Oh,
that
God.
anymore? 2014 America! Oh, I can. Okay, never mind. Pretend I didn't do that. Alright, let's go.
What does that mean? That means I want you to stoop down to
Oh,
my
God.
level.
Oh,
and
God.
that means don't go on a diet, don't wear heels, don't do makeup, don't
She's really going for that boxy energy.
do your hair, don't try to look pretty. I get catcalls all the time and I hate it. I just love vlogging about it though, and I love blogging about it on my Tumblr. And shaving? Forget shaving. Don't shave. This video game character is dressed too sexily. I don't
Dude,
like
I remember when women were talking about not shaving their underarms, and they were like dyeing their underarms, their armpits just like green and blue. It was so fucking weird, dude. I am so glad we're out of that. Or at least nobody talks about it.
it. Change it. I'm dressed too sexily and you don't like it? Stop oppressing me. Did you guys
Yeah, remember the whole my body, my choice, body positivity thing? They've gone fucking wild with it.
know that rape is bad? Rape is bad. Does anybody know this? Rape is bad. And if you're not a feminist, you're pro-rape.
Yeah, it's gotten wild, bro.
Good, it's over.
that-
Oh, fuck, she's back!
Feminism in 2014 America is completely pointless. It's just a label that people are putting on themselves
And it's gotten even more pointless.
to feel special because
Why do I sound so cute?
It's just a label people are putting on
Themselves like, aw, someone protect her. She doesn't know how bad it's gonna get.
it's the special snowflake oppression Olympics.
Yeah, and they've taken that word. They've taken our snowflake word that we used to use, and they're trying to use it against us, but insults don't work on us. I don't know what they're thinking.
Everyone is in this big race to be the most progressive and the most open-minded and the most oppressed. It is the
Yep.
strangest thing I have ever seen.
It's gotten
And
worse.
It's like infesting like the internet, and it's starting to seep out into the real world. And like I really don't like it.
So a little lore behind this video before we continue. First of all, Obama was president. Okay, this was before the Trump era. In fact, this was like months before Gamergate even popped off. This is ancient. Some of you don't even remember a time before Trump. Like, Trump is your normal. You don't remember what the political and cultural landscape was like.
You know what my normal was? It was Bernie Sanders. I didn't give a shit about Obama. But whenever we were getting to the Trump era, I was all about Bernie. I loved Bernie. I was a Bernie bro.
Before Trump. That is like crazy to me. Anyway, at this time I was like 23, 24, working at a makeup counter in the
shit.
mall, and I noticed all the people
She was older than me. I thought we were the same age.
around me were changing. Their personalities were shifting. They were becoming like very unfunny and like offended at everything. It was very weird. One example that sticks out in my mind for some reason was my friend screamed in my other friend's ear. My friend was like, "Ah, you're gonna make me go deaf." And then my other friend was like, "That's not funny. My brother's half deaf." I don't know why that one sticks out, but like that was a pivotal moment
Yeah.
where I was like,
Yep.
what the fuck is going on? Also, we later found out that her brother was in fact not half deaf, but anyway, the only thing I traced it back to was they all used the same website.
This video is mostly about
It turned into porn!
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Yeah, they're on Blue Sky now.
Oh my god, is that Big Red? Oh my god, just blast from the past with this face here. This woman should get some kind of like compensation for being on so many YouTubers' thumbnails. She was the face of the triggered feminist SJW for years.
Number one, Shut the f up for a second. Now, if you would shut the f up for the 50th billionth time.
And then it was this other person. Where are these people nowadays? I wonder what they're up to.
Tumblr is the reason there is just this.
I saw a video, I think, of the screamy girl, but that was a while ago.
Outbreak and infestation of SJWs, ruining my internets and ruining my real life and just sucking the sense of humor out of so many people I know.
Tumblr was very popular back then, but there was like some dark evil energy coming from it, and I sensed it. And at the time, that is where I thought all this woke SJW shit was coming from. Little did I know, like, a lot of these people on Tumblr—
Bro, somebody was paying for it.
—were college kids. All this, like, rape culture, white supremacist bullshit was coming from the college classroom. And at the time—
I was in college, kinda. I didn't go to college, but I lived on a college campus as a stowaway in my girlfriend at the time's dorm room. That was the life, man. But yeah, I could see this culture forming. It was so crazy.
Time I didn't know. I was just a humble makeup salesman, so I was really confused, and I felt like I was going crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to boot up the Shoe on Head channel. I'm gonna vent and make a video. Nobody's gonna fucking see it. I don't care. As far as I knew, there was no other videos online talking about this subject, so I just filmed it, edited it, uploaded it, and left. Like, I didn't check the comment section, and I didn't even know that Thunderfoot, a YouTuber, shared my video, and that's how it originally blew up. And from there, I found out, oh, there's more people who agree with me. I found like Sargon of Akkad and like the Honey Badgers. It was crazy to feel like, oh, I'm not going insane.
You know what I noticed started happening back then, back in like 2014 to 2016, was a lot of people, that's when they were throwing labels. There was a label culture where people were giving themselves labels. That's when people started identifying as like bisexual, asexual. Those were the main things. There weren't any trans people really yet. Demisexual, that was one. What is demisexual? That's like when you see your partner as a god or something. I don't know.
Things are changing.
They're all in this big competition to see who could be the most progressive and the most tolerant, at the same time being the most annoying and the most intolerant people that I've ever met in my—
Yeah, don't make a gay joke in 2014. People would go absolutely insane, even more insane than today, because now they'll just insult you. Back then, since it was so new, people were so crazy about it that you would probably get into a fight in the cafeteria.
My life. It is just a big— It's the oppression Olympics. Labeling yourself as a feminist. Stop it. It is not a movement anymore. You do not need it.
I knew a feminist. I knew a feminist that would hang around with us too, and I fucking hated her, but she was friends with my girlfriend.
Nobody needs it. You have every single right that every guy has now. Like most feminists on the internet just hate men.
Now, if you can believe it, and this might be hard to believe while watching this video.
Yeah, she hated me. She really did.
This was
for no reason
transgressive back in the day. This was like crazy to hear online back then, especially coming from a woman. We're saying things like, oh, feminism is doo-doo and like obvious ass shit. Like, people have a victim complex these days. That was like sacrilegious. And now it's like nothing. Now it's like wallpaper. Everyone thinks that. Every day there's like a new racist e-girl popping up and saying the N-word and then falling off a week later. Like, if this video came out today, it would get like no views because it's the most basic shit ever. This video almost got me fired from my job, you know? Like, they found out where I worked, they called my boss, they were like, she hates women, like all this stuff.
Yeah, now it doesn't work like that because companies are scared to actually fire people over this stuff, because if the online right finds out that you're firing somebody over their political views that are just, you know, against the oppression culture, then they're going to get bombarded with hate online, and everybody's online. So they take it way too seriously. They think online is real, and it's just a disaster for them, and they don't want it no more. And it wasn't like that during COVID. This is a recent thing that's been happening. Like, for example, I was a manager at Dollar General. I refused to do all the DEI bullshit, and they didn't fire me. Mostly because if they did fire me, then I was going to blast them online. And also, they couldn't fire me because if they did, they wouldn't have anybody to replace me because they'd have to hire a retard.
When it first blew up, most of the comments were negative. It was just a bunch of angry women being like, you're a handmaiden of the patriarchy. Like, this was before the term pick-me existed. Handmaiden of the patriarchy. That goes—
Yeah, remember when Handmaid's Tale was a fucking meme everywhere? You couldn't get away from it online.
was kind of hard. Can we bring that back? Okay, so that was the first video. Let's watch another one, shall we? This is called Social Justice League vs. Gamers.
May or may not have noticed, I've been fully immersed
That was the where I really was the gamer portion, where Anita Sarkeesian was trying to take over everything.
in this whole Gamergate thing since it started like 2 months ago.
Gamergate was 2 months ago? Oh my god. For those of you who don't know what Gamergate was, you know what, don't worry about it, it's not important. Some woman allegedly slept with someone and now the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Things happened in between that, but that's basically the gist of it. Editing shoe here. I decided to actually put in a brief explanation because genuinely a lot of you might not know. Gamergate kicked off when game devs and game journalists were accused of sleeping with each other for better game reviews. A bunch of journalists then coordinated anti-gamer—
They still do it. They just find other means to do it. Like, oh, we're gonna do this $30,000 promotion party.
hit pieces all coming out around the exact same day saying things like gamers are dead and focusing on how sexist and white and male gaming spaces were.
And it's gotten so much worse, dude.
It was a mess that went on for like 3 years, arguably longer, and many people cite it as one of the first major—
It didn't go away. People just stopped talking about it because it was boring to talk about.
culture wars online. People went to the UN to talk about sexism in gaming. There was even a Law and Order episode about evil sexist gamers.
These guys, they just can't stand women in gaming.
I remember that.
They leveled up.
Also, Logan Paul was in that episode for some reason.
Yeah, that's literally why I remember it.
It was a weird time. Anyway.
Seeing good friends of mine get labeled as misogynist, sexist.
By the way, I used to be a Logan Paul and Jake Paul viewer, but not for fun, you know. I was watching it out of pure disgust and cringe. Remember the whole Team 10 thing with Jake Paul, where his neighbors hated him?
Racist, only for enjoying video games and seeing through this very obvious agenda pushing 100% no. I honestly could not imagine being so deluded that you actually make yourself believe that all gamers are white, cis males who are worse than ISIS. I'm not even mad, I'm actually like impressed that these people have the ability. They're like champions of mental gymnastics of the oppression Olympics.
SJW logic and facts. Oh my god.
Coming in like, I don't like this, I don't like that. I don't like this. This character doesn't look like me. She's not frumpy and below average. It makes me insecure. Change it. Change this.
And now look at us now. Dude, the old Shoe on Head video slaps so hard because she's literally just describing how bad it's gotten now.
I don't like this.
This is the precursor.
I don't play that, but I don't like it. There could be a fucking black, Mexican, Chinese, demisexual, lesbian, feminist otherkin in a wheelchair with no legs and shit. And these crybabies would still not be happy.
Yeah, World of Warcraft.
Oh my god, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
It's gotten worse.
They still do this shit. They still invade nerdy male spaces and force them to cater to them. They're
Get with the times. This is modern culture.
still purposely making female characters like ugly and frumpy. You still can't pander to them because they'll never be happy.
Take a look at this.
It's a frightening and disgusting trend in the world of online gaming. Hackers rewriting code to simulate sexual assault.
Sam Meggs stopped playing online over a year ago because of what she calls a misogynistic mentality.
Oh, dude, are you talking about, like, online also? That was a thing people were mad about teabagging in Halo.
That already exists in the world of gaming. The graphics are so good, this attack is eerily realistic.
Look at how good the graphics are.
Oh, that's sex? I've been doing it wrong? God damn!
Oh my god, I forgot all about the traffic cone. My dad literally stole that traffic cone off the street from me. I was like, Dad, I need a traffic cone for this video I'm doing. He like took it off the street and he's like, here you go. He didn't even like ask what it was for. I was just like, thanks. Like, it's good to have a supportive father in your life. So this one is called Average is Beautiful.
Race together? Wow, how progressive!
Oh my god, Race Together. I forgot all about this. In 2014, Starbucks did this thing called Race Together, where I shit you not, they made baristas write hashtag Race Together on the cups to encourage discussion about race
Starbucks.
relations with customers.
Oh yeah, let's get rid of race relation, like, tension by just making awkward conversation.
And it got worse during COVID because there were normal people out and about in the streets, but during COVID that didn't happen anymore. You just got a bunch of fucking crazy people online. There was nobody in the streets, so they just got worse about it.
About race at Starbucks. Why?
They
There
were
was no
forcing
pushback.
18-year-old kids to have awkward-ass discussions with strangers about race. Yeah, can I get a tall cappuccino? Ah, yes, hello. I see you are a person of color. What the f***?
When did USAID start? Because I think that's what was one of the main benefactors behind all of this.
Were they smoking back then?
I just imagine some black lady, like, on her way to work, walks into Starbucks, like, oh, can I have a latte, please? And the barista just like, ah! I see you are a woman of color.
Oh my god, I made the same fucking joke. I didn't even remember. That's I did it again! Wow, it's almost like we have the same brain or something.
Listen, social justice, you can, like, invade video games all you want, you can do whatever you want to comics, but don't touch my Disney. I will send the hounds on you.
Oh god. Nobody tell her, nobody tell her, nobody tell her.
Weird. Weird.
This one is called internalized misogyny.
If you're a woman capable of individual thought, you've probably had the term internalized misogyny thrown at you a few times. So, what is it exactly? F***ing retarded. The end. There are so many stupid feminist rebuttals, but I think internalized misogyny has to be, like, my top favorite. Right after she's doing it for male attention and she'll learn when she's older. She'll learn when she's older, as if one day it's just gonna be like...
You will never believe what USAID started in like 1961, but in 2014 is when they started getting into the LGBT rights. So that's when we started seeing all this shit pop up, was like 2014. For real, it was 2014. I didn't think about none of this before then. That was the year I graduated. But in 2014, USAID released the You Said LGBT Vision for Action to promote and protect the human rights of LGBT persons globally.
Happy birthday to you.
Holy shit! Manspreading is an issue!
I am literally older now than I was meant to be.
The fucking manspreading. I remember the memes.
In that skit about the future. And I did not, in fact, learn when I got older. I got worse.
These people have an excuse and a buzzword for everything. Racist, sexist, MRA, right-wing, conservative, privileged.
Trans! That's a new one.
Oh my god, MRA. I forgot about MRAs. Oh my god. MRAs were men's rights activists. And before people were getting called like incel online for criticizing women or supporting men, they were being called MRA. Yes, it was considered a insult back then to care about men's rights. This was before the modern...
So, yeah. So what happens here? You start calling people MRA as an insult, and the people you're calling MRA start to call themselves MRA as a joke, and they move on to a new word, which is incel. And now we're calling ourselves incels. They call us chuds. We call ourselves chuds. You can't insult us. We just embrace it.
Red pill. This was before Andrew Tate, Clavicular, Fresh and Fit. We had like Roosh V.
For the longest time, I wanted to do a post on how to approach girls that are ordering a drink at the bar. So what I did is I went to the toy store and I bought some dolls. These two are the cute girls who you want to have sex with.
That was our Andrew Tate back then.
MRA, right-wing, conservative, privileged. They do this to move the goalposts, so then you're like, oh wait, I'm not an MRA. This is why I'm not an MRA.
That's why you don't play the game. Like, I didn't know this at the time, I was naive and stupid, but you don't fight back. You don't go like, oh no, I'm not right-wing, I voted for Bernie, I have a gay friend. Like, no. Shut up. No. You just have to go, okay, and even if you're not, because literally all they have is the ists and the isms. Defending yourself from their thought-terminating buzzwords is just, it's useless. It's a waste of time. I wish I knew that.
Yeah, they don't care. Like, even if they know that you are completely not the thing that they're calling you, they don't care. They think that they're winning, that they're getting a rise out of you, and that's all they care about.
Back then. So this is my most
viewed
video ever. 10 million views. Demonetized. Haven't seen a single cent from that video. Awesome. Anyway. So we all know BuzzFeed is the internet equivalent of ass cancer. We know this, and I'm pretty sure the website is a government experiment created to test my patience. Is that a Mr. Meeksy shirt?
Meeksy, you mean Meeseeks?
Oh my god, dude, back when Rick and Morty was funny. They're known for hits like, let's get fat women to do poses only fit gymnasts can do, being a woman is hard because compliments, and damage control, the video. So without further ado, I present to you...
Yeah, the male feminists were so bad.
36 questions feminists have for men.
I remember this video! Hold on, I gotta check something. Yep, that's what I thought. The U.S. government did not provide direct grants or funding to BuzzFeed as an organization. However, in fiscal years 2023 and 2024, you said paid approximately $44,000 to BuzzFeed for digital news subscriptions. I remember this, holy shit. Specifically to access BuzzFeed news content, which were standard commercial transactions rather than grants or subsidies. Back when they were failing, and they were like, we'll just pay you $44,000 in subscriptions, and we're not going to manipulate you at all. No way. Additionally, in October 2012, BuzzFeed ran sponsored content for the Obama administration, which generated advertising revenue for the company, but was a paid marketing arrangement, not government funding. BuzzFeed's primary financial support has come from venture capital firms such as Andreessen Horowitz and NBC Universal, and advertising revenue, not federal appropriations. And just fucking look at that, man. Just holy shit. It's the same shit that's still going on. They never stopped. It just got worse.
They were just pumping out videos like this constantly. Every week, another mass-produced, corpo-slop, anti-man, anti-white video.
So when you see the word white, what comes to mind?
Privilege, I think power.
We can never let this happen again. I don't care if Trump blows up the world, okay? They can make Israel a 51st state, as long as I never have to hear,
Hey, fellow white guy.
ever again.
Oh, God.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
How does it feel to be the same sex as someone I personally politically disagree with? The man is literally Satan to these people. Like,
When was this? Was this 2014, 2015? Or was this 2016? I don't fucking know, dude. Holy shit. We're still doing this.
they could have said Hitler. They basically meant Hitler. Trump is their Hitler. It's very trendy to hate Trump right now.
Oh, God. And, yeah, they legit think that anybody who doesn't hate Trump is a Nazi. Not even people who are, like, on his side who support Trump. People who don't hate Trump are Nazis now, according to the leftoids.
Right now. Oh, wow. I'm pretty left-leaning, but I've been called a Trump supporter like 6 times in the past few months. 6 times? 6 times? Oh, you poor baby. Try 6,000 at the time.
6,000? That's even low.
The anti-woke, anti-SJW genre was mostly full of liberals. It was mostly liberals criticizing, all of this stuff, all of this woke behavior. We all saw this as not real liberalism. This isn't the real left. The real left cares about, real equality and workers' rights and blah, 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 blah. We wanted to call our side out. Obviously, that didn't work, but we tried.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
Oh, fuck. I remember that lady.
Men have balls. Oh my god. Manspreading. One of the top issues
I was talking
people would
about
talk
that
about
earlier.
nonstop back then was men sitting with their legs slightly open on
And then it moved on to mansplaining.
public transportation. It was seen as some patriarchal statement of power or some
Yeah, and this is what started the free bleeders movement, where chicks would just go out into public on their periods without pads or without tampons or anything, and they would just bleed on the seats. Fucking disgusting. It's my right. My body, my choice.
week we had to hear about manspreading.
Manspreading is when a man spreads his physical body to take up as much space as humanly possible.
What happened to all these little pet issues they were all upset about? I guess people can't afford houses now, right? They can't find jobs. I don't think they have energy to talk about the pink tax or manspreading or whatever.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Wow, this chocolate bar sure is good. But you know what would make it better? Wow! Another chocolate bar! 2 of a thing I like! Together! People still come to my channel, to this day, and leave comments on my videos like, are you the chocolate bar girl? My legacy.
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
The wage gap is simply the average earnings of men and women working full-time.
I love how we've gotten so messy with we don't know what men and women are anymore, that we just don't talk about the wage gap because men are women and women are men, apparently now.
It does not count for different
We
job
got
positions,
non-binary.
hours worked, or different jobs. It has nothing to do with the same job. It has nothing to do with discrimination.
So the reason I have a button that debunks the wage gap is because back in the day you could not escape hearing about the fucking fake-ass 77-cent wage gap bullshit.
Yep.
I don't think you hear about the wage gap anymore because young women are starting to out-earn young men. So that's a little awkward.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex?
Because on average, we are. It's a fact. Trigger warning. Facts. Libs owned. Trigger warning. Facts. Okay, Ben Shapiro, calm down. I thought that was such a mic drop.
Are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome. More money.
So when women make less, it's called the wage gap. But when men make less, it's just more money.
Yeah, and then you start complaining like, I can't find a man that makes enough money for me. Why do I make more money than all of the men?
Sorry, I'm like responding to the old
It's
video.
like they really, all that they wanted was just more money. They didn't give a shit if men were making more. They just wanted to make the most. Newsflash, everybody wants to be the richest person in the world. And you're going to say anything and do anything to make that happen. Not everybody, obviously. I don't want that. But, you know, I'm speaking in generalities for these woke freaks.
Instead of my video, I forget how stupid these talking points were, dude. And sorry, I'm just watching these videos. I'm thinking about all the fucking people on Reddit who are like, Shoe on Head sent me down the alt-right pipeline. Really? This is what did it? How the fuck is it my responsibility if you watch milquetoast ass shit like this and start goose stepping? I went down the alt-right pipeline. I was a Nazi. First of all, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. You probably watched some Ben Shapiro owns college liberal compilations, and then some other YouTuber years later told you that's what being a Nazi is. And
You want to, dude, I can't even talk about the alt-right pipeline, the actual alt-right pipeline, where, like, I am actually friends. I'm friends with everybody, so fuck you if you get mad at this. I have friends who are skinheads, actual, real fucking neo-Nazis, and not just the ones that are online just pretending. These people are not online. They are not online. They are in the real world, and they go to, like, punk shows out in the woods where they just have screamy punk music and they break glass and shit and get fucked up and fight each other. And they will kill people. Not the ones that I know, but there are people there that have definitely killed people because they're fucking insane. You don't know what these actual real Nazis are like.
And that actually having the politics of a Walmart HR
Because I'm a fucking degenerate.
department is salvation. Like, can we fucking relax? I'm sorry, I don't understand the
I've got friends that have ties to the cartels, so, dude, these people are not real.
YouTubers and streamers from this era who have like trolls remorse about this shit, that feel guilty for making fun of this stuff back then because they think them making fun of this stuff gave rise to Trump and whatever. It's like, no, this stuff gave rise to Trump, not you reacting to it. Like, why wouldn't you make fun of this shit? It's ridiculous and it's counterproductive. Like, you wonder why so many Gen Z men are further right than like boomer men. It's not because they watched a YouTuber called BuzzFeed cringe, right? It's because BuzzFeed and things like it, the media, academia, the culture that they grew up in, a reactionary movement needs something to react to. Like, this shit, as goofy as it was harmful. It was harmful to society in general, and it was harmful to, like, the left, because this is how people saw the left. Trump wasn't elected specifically because BuzzFeed, right? Like, that's stupid. But there was this, like, slingshot effect against woke one. But more importantly, there was a hole in politics left from a do-nothing neoliberal neocon establishment that was just waiting to be filled by a populist, and Trump filled that hole. Trump
Yep, and now there's another hole that's being filled with communists over on the left because they just pandered to the left so hard just to remain in power, to gain more money, even though they knew that it was all bullshit, that it created a hole, because once it started getting insane, people shifted either further to the left or they shifted more to the middle. And then that hole right there between the far, far left and the middle is being filled with fucking communists.
Filled America's hole, he got America pregnant, and 9 months later, out pops a war with Iran. And America's like, I didn't ask for this. Well, why'd you open your legs, whore? Sorry. You were asking for it. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we should flatten Iran.
Anyway, now people online are like, oh, woke 2 is gonna be great. Woke 2 is gonna hit like crack.
If you thought we were woke before, you done went and woke the beast. Welcome to woke.
Yeah, welcome to woke. Oh.
2.0.
Do you want Hitler too? Because that's how you get Hitler too. We are not doing this shit again. I would kindly advise against it. If you look at everything happening now, like literal pedophiles running the world, bills being passed to merge our military with foreign militaries, a bunch of AI surveillance cameras popping up everywhere, bombs we pay for with our tax dollars against our will going to blow up children. All of this shit seems extremely petty and unimportant. But it was part of this like deeply subversive, destructive rot in society. I used to always say that culture war was a distraction from class war, and for the most part, I still kind of think that's true, but I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, you know? I could want the rich to pay their fair share and also want my children to grow up in a world where it's not socially acceptable to hate them. Yeah, these videos were a little cringe and like, I think they aged.
Yeah, but where a lot of people miss it is because they will vote in these leftoids that say the things that they want to hear. Like, the rich need to pay their fair share. And also, we're going to not look at this fraud because I'm making money off of it, this widespread fraud that's happening everywhere. It's all fake.
That poorly. Some of the jokes.
And they also support pedophilia and make it easier to be a pedophile. These leftoids over in California. They're giving less harsh punishments to pedophiles. Or just outright not even arresting them. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like that Batman guy? Whatever happened to him? Nothing. Nothing happened.
Were really cringe and like facts and logic liberals like pretty much do the same videos, but now they're more like organized and structural and scripted. I do the same videos but in a more medicated sort of way. Big Vivans has taken away your millennial quirk chunguses. Big Pharma won't let me go merp. So that was that video. I thought it would be fun to do. What did you guys think? If you want to see my full raw
it was a
unedited
blast
reaction
of the past.
To my first video, there is a bonus video up on my Patreon right now, link down below.
What the fuck?
I wish I could do
also,
that.
all Patreon members
My arms don't move.
get every single video a day early, uncensored, no bleeps. I'm also doing Patreon-only live streams now, so I would love to see you guys there. Lots of
That's
stuff going
cool.
on. Link down below.
I want to start doing stuff on Patreon.
Join today. We want you. Join the shoe simps. Join the SS today. Also, a big thank you again to today's sponsor, Ground News. Go check them out. Link down below. And I will see you guys
I would use them if you didn't have to pay for them.
with a new video.
Oh man, I can't wait for the next one. That was a real blast from the past, bro. I can't believe how much worse everything got. And also simultaneously, right now, it's better than it was back then. Because everybody's able to actually call it out, and everybody knows it's bullshit, and people on the left are starting to flip. Some prominent figures, like John Fetterman, and like now David Pakman. It's so many media personalities are doing it. I can't think of any because I don't know them. I only keep track of the insane ones. But I see the videos. They get shared around on X pretty frequently of leftists being like, hey, these people have gone completely insane. Don't listen to them. They're just pandering to you and saying the things you like. Stop it. I've got a leftist friend who is gay, and he is exactly like that. He's like, hey, these guys, they're tricking you. They're saying all these things, but behind the scenes, they're doing other things like taking money from fraud. The economy is so bad right now, but we're going to steal trillions of dollars and give them to fucking Somalians and Middle Easterners. And we're going to open the borders. Like, what the fuck? All right, I can rant forever, man.
Logan Paul has somehow managed to get himself back into controversy regarding how he's behaved with somebody that's dead. You know, if I had a nickel for every time Logan Paul got himself into something like this, well, I'd have 2 nickels. Now, specifically today, we are talking about Oliver Tree, very well-known singer, performer. I was a big fan of him around the time that Alien Boy dropped, and I was still listening to one of his songs, I think it was called Flowers, up until recently here. And unfortunately, just about a month and a half ago now, on June 14th, he passed away. He died in a pretty...
Dude, it came out of nowhere, and I'm a huge fan of Oliver Tree. Whenever I was going through my huge breakup in 2020, Oliver Tree helped me get me out of that mood, man.
Brutal helicopter accident where two helicopters collided into each other. Now, Oliver was also known decently in the commentary scene. He had interactions and was friends with Ethan Klein, who runs the H3 show, and he also interacted,
The H3 show, the H3 podcast, is the reason that I got into Oliver Tree.
Frequently enough with Logan Paul. And so these two individuals, in tandem with quite a few other people, ended up giving their own speeches over the course of...
He was really good friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
Of Oliver Tree's celebration of life, which was live streamed over the course of about 3.5 hours. Now, the two main issues that people have with what happened here is when Logan Paul went to present his side of things, people thought that he was, making jokes in incredibly poor taste. People really didn't like it. And on top of that, he is advertising.
Okay, yeah, the advertising. I was just going to say, the jokes I don't care about.
A product using kind of the Prime brand or the parody that Oliver created called Slime. And he's advertising and now selling a limited time edition of this product, Slime, for people to purchase. A lot of the people that are upset think that he did everything in poor taste and he's just kind of being an asshole. And
okay. I thought this was going to be much worse than it actually is.
Using this guy's grave to effectively, platform and, put his name out there, put his brand out there, and profit off of this. But I think that there is a lot more to this than just that. And I will say, which is a bit mind-blowing for me and the stuff that I have covered in regards to Logan Paul, that I do think that people are being a bit too harsh. And I think that there's a lot of context that people seem to be missing.
Yeah, man. Okay. Let's get upset about him for real shit that he does. Let's get upset about him pretending that he's into fandoms, but really he's just trying to make money. Let's focus on that. By making this a big deal, you're downplaying all the other bullshit that he does, all the scams and everything. Like, come on, dude.
Or just ignoring because they find Logan insufferable. Now I'm going to show you guys clips from even actually Ethan Klein's speech that he gave because he is followed up by Logan Paul. And I just want you guys to understand, how everything was set up. And of course, before we jump into any of that, if you could just scroll down a little bit, leave this video a thumbs up, perchance a hype. It's just a quick button press that really helps out the video. Speaking of which, if you would also like to consider subscribing, really helps the channel out. But regardless of you doing any of that, just thank you for watching. And before I even show you the clips that I want to show you guys from Ethan Klein's speech here, I want to help better set the precedent as well, which is that these guys were told that this was a roast of Oliver Tree. That was the context that they had going into it, and that is what they prepared, because that's just kind of the guy Oliver was. If any of you followed along, were big fans of Oliver, it would make sense that he would want something like this for a celebration of life, and that's what they gave him for cringe or for worse.
Oliver's called me talentless, hacky, unfunny, ugly, old. He said my career is dead, but you know what, buddy? My career might be dead, but you are literally dead. You're a fucking idiot. Fucking hell. One of the very first conflicts I ever had with Oliver was he brought the world's biggest jewel vape into my studio to try to one-up me. As you can see, he fell short. But I figured the best way to pay homage to my old nemesis is to bring the monster vape out for one more time. One fat rip for my homies.
Vape Nation! The Vape Nation!
Oh, dude, fuck. That shit rips nasty. I put a little bit of his ashes on there. I hope you guys don't mind. I helped myself to the urn. Oh, nasty.
All right, man.
So we've got, I smoked his ashes from the urn. I hope you guys are chill with that. He fell short, which I think is a reference to the helicopter, or maybe it's the size of the giant vape that he brought. And of course, my career's dead, but you're dead. Now, I'm not going to act like these were like the funniest jokes in the world. I don't think they really landed very.
I think that they landed for Ethan's actual audience, because it was cringe and weird, just like their interactions that they had on the podcast.
Very well, but again, at the same time, this is someone who is much more of a friend to Oliver Tree than any of us, anyone watching on outside of course, their family and the actual friends that he had there.
Yeah, it definitely landed for people who were into that dynamic that they had, because that was the energy that they brought, was that weird, awkward, kind of funny, but the more awkward it gets, the funnier it gets kind of energy.
None of us would
it.
really know, much to the degree that Ethan Klein or his family would know, what Oliver thinks is funny.
Oh,
At the end of the day, he's...
When we're going to get to Logan Paul.
Doing it for him. And I think that for better or for worse, that's also why the roast went on, even if Ethan or Logan were not the best people to be doing that. And again, keep in mind, I'm showing you guys this stuff because I only think it's fair, even for Logan Paul or anybody else that I'm going to cover, that we have an understanding of the context of what was going on. Logan Paul, I believe an hour later, would follow into doing his speech, and this is kind of the tone that was already set for this celebration of life. But now, of course, with all of that, I guess, padding and fairness out of the way, here was a few clips from Logan Paul's speech here.
Crazy. What's up? How y'all doing? Man, I gotta say, I do Monday Night Raw every single Monday on Netflix, and this is a better crowd than that. Damn.
This is not Logan Paul right here. This is Logan Paul. This is completely different. He's playing a character.
Y'all turned out.
I don't like to defend Logan Paul, but that's what's happening here.
Y'all really turned out. They played that song Alien Boy earlier, and man, the first lyric, I fell down to earth. Oliver was a genius. He was ahead of his time. He couldn't have written a more accurate lyric.
Oh, come on.
Oliver, brother, I can't believe they asked me to roast you because you clearly didn't need my help for that.
Oh, that's a good one.
They literally said it was a roast. And look, I prepared a little something, but the tech team fucking didn't have a PowerPoint clicker. I love PowerPoints. They didn't have a PowerPoint clicker. So they made me send them individual photos. There's a bright ass light in my face, but when I do this, change the fucking photo. And to the tech guy up there, what's your name, bro? I know you have a little microphone. I'm gonna address you personally. Brian or Brian with a B?
Oh, Brian.
What the fuck, Ryan?
So, yeah, now
that was pretty good.
Now, don't get me wrong, that tail end there where he's kind of having this like back and forth, it almost kind of seems a little jovial. He's got the picture flipped upside down, the tech guy. I don't think any of that was directly intentional. And Logan Paul, leading into starting this by talking about his plight with the tech team and not being able to get his little presentation clicker, just maybe seems a bit out of touch or just unnecessary.
No, I disagree. I love that. I think it's hilarious.
Given the context. Maybe it was just a joke that didn't really land, but I think Logan was actually...
I don't know. It landed for me. I don't know, man. I thought that was pretty funny.
Upset and decided to bring it up in front of everyone because of that. Now, again, yes, his jokes, I didn't think they were that funny.
I kind of disagree. I think it was pretty good, actually.
I thought they were just pretty bad roasts, and they just really, again, did not land well. He got truly...
That's the problem. They didn't land well.
Crickets for one of those. I think that was very clear to him, and I think that's why he was like, please, like, they told me that this was a roast, and he seemed very sincere there. Even with that, though, even with the troubleshooting issues that he decided to air out publicly to everyone here at the celebration, which, come to think of it, Oliver's done stuff like that in the past. It's very much in his brand that he would do stuff like that. Maybe he's paying homage, I don't know. But anyway, he presents all of these photos showing the different moments that they had shared together, whether it be, talking about Oliver, and he pokes fun at him and also, I guess, shows a little humility. He has this joke where he's effectively saying, I take steroids, and he, I guess admits to that in some sort of sense and pokes fun at Oliver. And it was well done enough. And it culminated with, I would say, his least bad joke.
Look, when most people look at me, they think, wow, that guy has a dumbass haircut. And I get it.
I think he's got a good haircut. What was happening? What is happening right now? Why am I flipping in favor of Logan Paul right now?
Wrestling, people take one glance at me and assume I'm just a guy on steroids with the dumbest hair in the world. But those people are wrong, because there was one person in
He's literally got the same hair as one of my favorite wrestlers, Owen Hart.
The world with dumber hair.
That's a good picture.
This is Oliver Tree. He's not a professional wrestler, just what some people considered a rock star. But I went to Oliver Tree's show, and he looked like this
I want to see it.
By
Damn
any
it, cameraman.
metric, that is not a rock star. That is just a guy on steroids with the dumbest hair in the world. But you see, this is actually one of the many things that we had in common. The dumb hair, I mean, obviously. So we bonded while getting haircuts together, and the conversations were electric. He would accuse me of taking performance-enhancing drugs. I would accuse him of being on Ozempic, and so on. I don't have
they're not
proof.
landing anymore.
I do not have
That's a good picture.
proof, but he lost 25 pounds in a very short amount of time. I'm still pretty suspect about it. Obviously, nothing wrong with GLP-1s and peptides, which again, I know nothing about.
Now he continues on, does this, bit back and forth and shows different photos from them wrestling, things like that, where he dressed up as Oliver Tree. And looking at it all again, I think that the main issue that people have and why this kind of warps down into something that's a lot more upsetting to a lot of people is number one,
those people are fucking pussies. Fucking pussies. They can't take jokes. I mean, even if they're bad jokes, they're still jokes. We know what's going on here. There's no reason to be mad at them for it.
The second piece of it, which of course is
be mad at them for the scams.
The slime thing, which we're going to get into. But in regard to this specific thing, I think that generally a lot of people find Logan unpleasant. Just to kind of be around, watch him interact with the world. He's just generally unpleasant. The jokes didn't land.
Yeah, just quit being a fucking pussy, man. You see all these screaming leftoid freaks online, and you're gonna get upset about Logan Paul just being kind of mid. Really?
And if you weren't actually watching the Celebration of Life and you took this out of context, it would look like he was just being a dick and he thought it would be funny. Versus this is something that Oliver would have wanted. And maybe the amount of cringe that Logan is providing to the Celebration of Life is exactly something that he would have wanted. And
no, 1000%. As a fan of Oliver Tree would be all over this. And he'd probably be making fun of him if he was there, being like, hey, this is the most shit presentation that I have ever seen. Do better, you fucking moron. That's exactly what Oliver Tree would say to him.
Again, we won't know that.
You're embarrassing me! This is supposed to be my event! You're supposed to do better!
Because we haven't interacted with Oliver nearly as much as even Logan Paul or Ethan or, again, his family. Now, again, I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. If I'm, being too soft in my analysis, or I think that this additional context is actually helping paint a better picture. But this moves us into the other piece that a lot of people are upset with. Now, he comes to a close. I'll show the clip where he's kind of saying some very nice things about Oliver, and then he gets cut off. And he introduces Slime, which was Oliver Tree's parody of Prime that he used as a bit when he was on Logan Paul's podcast.
Jokes aside, guys, Oliver was everyone's best friend. He was an adventurer with an incomparable zest for life and the ultimate ability to make anyone feel seen and heard. Oliver is a generational artist whose legacy and music will last forever, and he'd be proud of all of us for keeping our heads up high by celebrating the impact of his time here on Earth, because
and the impact of the two helicopters hitting each other? Okay.
at the end of the day, life goes on, and you get it. Look, my name is Logan Paul, and it wouldn't be on brand for me if I didn't plug my brand while people were watching.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to have to cut your speech short. I knew all that came from your heart and stuff. But one of our sponsors needs to play an important message. Sorry, man. I don't make the rules. And this show ain't going to pay for itself.
Slime was founded on just two principles: live good, feel good.
But this shit's good.
When you drink a bottle of slime, you can feel the energy coursing through not just your body, but your soul as well.
Shit lubes up your vocal cords. I use it before singing.
We are a family-owned company that is obsessed with living a life to the fullest.
It tastes a hell of a lot better than this Prime bullshit.
It has 3,000 calories.
With about 3,000 calories and 100 grams of protein, just to name a few of its healthy benefits.
You see me out on this
Logan Paul screaming about his 3,000 calories. That's pretty funny.
street, I'm drinking slime. We're taking over. Slime.
Absolutely.
What are you doing? Don't fucking touch the slime. Hey, take some with you.
Now, this was not just paying homage to the parody slime that Oliver Tree had created.
Yeah, he was straight up, he was showing off his Prime product by calling it slime as a joke. Yeah, I am fine with this.
It actually turned into this. Logan Paul put out a tweet, released a limited run of slime to honor Oliver's legacy. All proceeds go to his foundation for young artists.
Cool.
And here is, of course, that post. It's sitting at 2.6 million views, and then he's got a link over to it, and we can take a look at it over on the Prime website. Slime by Oliver Tree. Oliver believed in using his platform to make a difference.
But does it have 3,000 calories? If it doesn't have 3,000 calories, then he deserves to be canceled, because that is not Oliver Tree slime.
Every dollar from this limited edition bottle supports the, and then they had a typo, missed a space, but the Dr. Oliver Tree's extremely epic art grant for Baby Geniuses Foundation, and continues that mission.
Baby Geniuses, I used to watch that movie over and over again when I was a kid.
Purchase a bottle of slime for $10, enjoy free shipping, and we'll donate 100% of the proceeds to the Oliver Tree Foundation to support emerging artists. And they have a fun little blurb about the attempt for the 3,000 calories, which just wasn't possible. As they said, they're still not sure how Oliver did it, but that's what makes him brilliant. Now, right off the bat, it seems like a lot of people didn't seem to catch the donating 100% of the proceeds to, the foundation, the Baby Geniuses Foundation that was created by Oliver. If we hop back over to Logan Paul's post about it, you can see, man never wastes an opportunity to make dirty money. People are literally trolling you for donating these proceeds. Honestly, a W from Logan, but people are interpreting it wrong. Other people mentioning marketing a dead person. I wonder what this reminds me of. Someone says, bro, literally just said any money that is made off of this drink will be donated to his family, except, to his...
I don't even care about the fucking Logan Paul Japanese forest thing anymore, when we've got people like Hassan Piker out here actually supporting terrorism. I remember when that was the worst thing possible that could happen on the internet, was Logan Paul making fun of a dead person. But now, look where we are. We got actual fucking terrorists on Twitch. Like, come on, man. People need to grow the fuck up.
His foundation, and you guys are still upset with a carrot in your ass. Can you not read or just refuse to read? And now this is the argument that I have seen from other individuals, and I'll just read this one because they replied to the one I just read, saying, yeah, the money might go to the foundation, but this is still promoting his brand irrespective of if he makes money. Probably wouldn't be an issue if he didn't have a history of giving a fuck about no one but himself. And that really seems to be...
I think that's not true about the not giving a fuck about anybody but himself. I think he doesn't give a fuck about audiences. I think he gives a fuck that there is an audience. I just don't think that he cares about the people who are, one, giving him shit online, and two, who are barely a part of his audience.
Be the culmination if we are separating people just not being aware of the fact that they're donating all the proceeds. This is what the other argument is, which is that Logan Paul here is advertising effectively Prime by doing this venture, and even if 100% of the proceeds are going to Oliver...
If he would have crashed the memorial, funeral, whatever it was, and only promoted Prime, I still think that would have been fine. Because that's just the kind of energy that Oliver Tree had.
Tree's foundation, he's still able to essentially promote his own brand while he's doing it, even if he was, being self-aware of it during his...
Flip it. Let's flip it. Let's say Logan Paul died and Oliver Tree went to the funeral. Would everybody be fine if Oliver Tree crashed the funeral and promoted his own product, and that was it? Everybody would eat it up and fucking love it.
Speech. Another point that
But it's because of the past with Logan. Blah, blah, blah. I just don't fucking care, dude. There's so many worse things that Logan Paul does. This is just a non-issue.
I've seen made is just like, why wouldn't Logan just donate a lump sum over to the foundation, knowing that realistically you could probably donate more, if not twice as much as whatever he makes off of the slime sales out of pocket and not bat an eye.
He probably will do that, and he probably does do that. He probably... I wonder. I'm gonna look it up. Oh, literally, okay, he can't because it just opened up. Well, I guarantee you that he's probably going to be putting more and more money into that, and he might even advertise the fact that he's doing that. But I don't care, man.
Also wouldn't need to promote it, and he would...
It started June 14th, so he hasn't really had time to actually donate.
Unfortunately miss out on the... tax write-offs and incentives, which I'm positive he is going to benefit from himself doing this, limited time slime offer. At the same time, I also don't fully know if Oliver would be against something like this.
He wouldn't.
He might just really...
That's the big thing here. Oliver Tree would not be against any of this. And actually would probably be calling him a pussy behind the scenes because he's not pushing harder.
it funny. Altogether, I mean, Logan Paul interacted and was more of a friend with Oliver than just about any of us were, excluding, again, the people that were there for the celebration of life. And maybe there would be a much bigger issue at face value if 100% of the proceeds weren't going to Oliver Tree's foundation. It is putting that money where it should be going.
And he's not going to stop there, because I just looked at it. It's a pretty good foundation, man.
From my perspective, especially in this situation, I don't think that the bad that people would glean, that Logan Paul would benefit from in this situation, like perceiving how Logan Paul is going to personally benefit from this, viewing that as the negative of this happening, I don't know if...
I don't think that it's going to bring on, like, what's the argument here? That people are going to be flipped over to start drinking Prime now that he's got slime for a limited time and he's donating? Like, I'm pretty sure they've already got their fan base. They're not going to get any more. I don't think really anybody's going to fall off because of this. I don't think that he's actually benefiting from this.
If that really outweighs the positive of being able to get this much money into Oliver Tree's foundation. I think that that's honestly going to beat out any personal victory Logan Paul is going to get from this. And I think the negative PR that he's already received from just generally being very unlikable by a lot of people might also just kind of counteract any good publicity he was going to get by sheer proximity of, you know, doing this and doing it under his Prime brand. I don't want to theorize too much on it, but I am very curious to hear what you guys think.
I think when it comes to the public, that anything that Logan Paul does is neither going to affect him in a good way or a bad way. I think he's just going to stay the same level. Behind the scenes, who knows, man? That's where his real money is. It's not coming from the audience. It's coming from deals that he makes with other people.
I feel like there is a lot of gray area in a situation like this, and I'm just kind of more curious to see what people outside of Twitter and in comment sections think, because it seemed like a lot of people were not super informed. And that was another big reason that I wanted to make this video. Again, I am really not a big fan of Logan Paul myself. And as a matter of fact, there is a video coming out tomorrow on my channel.
I am literally getting into it in this video, like right now,
to talk more about him and his lawsuit against Coffeezilla. But even with that, I still think that there should be a fair shake given whenever there's an opportunity to. And I think due to the fact that there is such a negative perception of Logan Paul, that I don't think he really got a fair shake in this situation. And I think that people more so that didn't actually watch the celebration of life were the ones that were dogging on him for his speech.
This is like if people got mad at somebody, like, I'm going to compare him to Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein, people get mad that he donated to a cause when that's not the thing to be mad about. Like, you're just getting mad because it's Harvey Weinstein instead of getting mad at the real things that he does as bad.
Speech being so in poor taste, when I think it lined up more with what Oliver Tree would have wanted than had it just been singing in the guy's praise. That's it for the video today. Please be sure to leave a like if you...
Cool. Now I'm going to move on to the next one right now. And I'm going to have to fix everything. Okay, it's all good. Refresh it.
It is actually over. Logan Paul's defamation lawsuit against Coffeezilla has
really
officially settled, or is in the process and closing out settling. Unfortunately, this is not settling in some very exciting way in either, you know, I guess like Logan Paul winning or Coffeezilla winning.
I knew it was going to come to this.
But they're settling out of court. Coffeezilla has deleted a couple of tweets, a couple of videos. I'm going to show you guys, to the best of my knowledge, which ones those were, and kind of go over that initial context again for why.
And it's not a cover-up. It's probably the court is forcing him to delete them.
We're even here in the first place, because there are a lot of Coffeezilla's videos that are still up about the Logan Paul CryptoZoo scam. Of course, though, right before we jump in, if you could just quick scroll down, leave this video a thumbs up, perchance a hype, it just really helps out the video. And while you're down there, consider subscribing. I'm sure you'll just see my videos pop up anyway, but helps me out a ton. And regardless of if you do any of that.
You know what my take on this whole thing is? Logan Paul is a piece of shit for scamming people. I kind of don't think that he did it on purpose. I think he was trying to make money, but he's also just retarded, and he was surrounded by other retards that were more retarded than he was, and he thought that they were going to help him out. They were going to do good because they were smart in a lot of fields that he was into. But at the end of the day, they were all just a bunch of retarded frat boys.
Thank you for watching. Now, if we jump over to Court Listener here, I'll leave a link in the description to this specific document if you guys would like it. They were kind of going back and forth about people showing up in person, things like that. And then it culminated with this document here, Order for Dismissal Papers. On July 13th, 2026, the court was advised that this case has settled. Accordingly, it is hereby ordered that the party shall submit a stipulation of dismissal or agreed judgment and any appropriate supporting documents on or before Friday, August 14th, 2026. The parties are unable to submit those documents by that date, et cetera, it has to be for a good reason, whatever. All pretrial deadlines in this case are hereby stayed pending the submission of the party's stipulation of dismissal or agreed judgment. So essentially, none of the other shit matters because the case is being dismissed. Any motions pending in this action are denied as moot, but they are still subject to re-urging should the settlement fail. So if it doesn't go through, maybe that won't be the case. And then the court hereby administratively closes this case pending the filing of dismissal papers. If the parties wish to reopen this case, they may do so by filing a motion to that effect. And this is Logan Paul's joint stipulation of dismissal with prejudice. And we can see here, I don't know a ton of the lawyers speak, but I do understand this bit at the end here. The parties stipulate to the dismissal of this action with prejudice, with each party to bear their own attorney's fees and costs. So the lawyers win here. Now, taking a look here, I have not seen Coffeezilla's papers or, stipulation.
That's what we were all saying this whole time. The people who weren't just emotional about it, the people that were being real about it, that really at the end of the day, the lawyers are winning and both of them are going to lose because of this.
For dismissal, whatever
I wanted Coffeezilla to win.
Are for it yet.
Don't get me wrong. I wanted him to win, but I didn't think he was gonna.
I'm assuming that will be coming forward as well. Now, when a case dismisses like this, usually we don't get to know a lot of what those stipulations for the case settling were, who is getting paid what, anything like that. But it does appear that at least as a part of this, case settling, Coffeezilla has agreed to delete some of his videos and some of his tweets. There's a video that is a bit longer than the one that I'm making here that goes into a bit more detail by a guy named Scott Schaefer. Like I said, his video does a great job of going over everything. But the reason I bring his video up is he also drew attention to this fact. If we go over to Coffeezilla's channel, we go to his playlist of investigating CryptoZoo, you can see 2 unavailable videos are hidden. Now, the reason that I bring up Scott Schaefer's videos, because he does a good job of explaining why the videos that Coffeezilla removed were removed. And that's because those were the ones that were actually associated with the lawsuit, being that the way that defamation works, you have a year after the alleged defamatory claims are made for you to file your defamation case against it. It's a statute of limitations. Now, it appears that not only these 2 videos, which I can show you here, based on the names of them, I was able to find them here. So Coffeezilla's Logan Paul Scam Isn't Over video, as well as Logan Paul's refund video. These both fell into that year threshold that allowed Logan Paul to sue him for the claims that he made in these videos. And then in addition to those 2 videos, there were also tweets like this one. Logan Paul really is the type of dude to thank you when you expose a scam, then block you when you remind him to pay up. This is one of the only ones I was able to confirm to, looking it up.
Yeah, that was kind of like just the back and forth drama energy. I could see how that one got deleted.
Trying to find it. Other people on Coffeezilla's Reddit have also noticed that tweet specifically has been deleted. Now, in regard to that context, I want to show you guys a part of Scott's video. I'll put a link down in the description for it, so huge shout out to him. But he shows the context for when these, tweets and videos from Coffeezilla had arisen, and it was that in-between time when Logan Paul told Coffeezilla that he was going to, sue him and that he should lawyer up and he'll see him in court. And then he got clowned on for this video and then immediately backtracked and apologized and then thanked Coffeezilla, which is referenced in that tweet from Coffee, saying thank you so much for holding me accountable or shit like that. It almost seems like, looking back now, that it was almost a setup for a trap to get him to say more things so that he could postpone sending out that defamation case. I think a lot of people, including myself, are, under the belief that he wanted to sue Coffeezilla over his original 3-part series that he had made on it. But of course, again, he had waited too long. But with all that being said, here's the clips that I'm talking about.
I got everything stolen from me and our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social.
See, yeah, this is what I was talking about, where I don't think that he was actually trying to scam people. I think he's just retarded and surrounded himself with retards who are willing to scam him.
And you still published a defamatory hit piece.
And he just didn't know what he was doing.
Fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical.
That's not what happened either, though. Yeah, that's so fucking bullshit. Logan Paul is such a shitty person.
Dangerously misleading and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're going to need it. We're going to handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
Now, after he put out that video, the internet collectively clowned on Logan Paul, and Logan Paul ultimately decided to back down. He took down the video saying he would sue Coffeezilla, put out a new video thanking Coffeezilla for investigating and saying that he was going to do everything to make it right by people who lost money with CryptoZoo.
That's what he should have done right out the gate.
Coffeezilla is not.
That's what he's retarded. That's what I was saying, man.
Not a criminal. I called him. I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, an ego flare, whatever it is, pride. I'm a fighter at heart, and I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens, and I only had the best intentions going in. But the fact
I think that it still counts as a scam, even if you don't make any money.
is suing Coffeezilla is not going to help CryptoZoo holders, so I do need to focus my
attempted scam. I don't know.
Attention where it should be, which is on fans and supporters of me. You guys mean the world to me, so I'd like to announce my 3-step plan moving forward. I appreciate your guys' patience while we do our internal investigation, and I promise to be transparent and disclose any information we find out in the process.
Did he
and
do
lastly, thank you, Coffeezilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation. And I mean that. Thank you, bro.
Nice little reminder for how cringy and terrible Logan handled it, and then immediately walking back the "I'm not going to sue you" thing with suing him. Now, to kind of bring this all together and talk about what the settlement means, it doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, that whole video where he was backtracking, that was just to keep people from talking shit about him online, because everybody was. All of the big creators were. Charlie was talking about him. He's one of the biggest creators, and I think that Logan Paul had a lot of respect for him, and he was hurt by that.
Because it's a settlement. Coffeezilla removing those videos is not because, you know, in the settlement, Logan has won. Although, I guess you can kind of look at it that way because it really looked like Coffeezilla had a good case to...
Yeah, it really seems like Coffeezilla is the one who did not come out on top, and Logan Paul did, and that's so sad.
You know, shut him down with. But settling just means settling. You're not finding out if the defamatory claims were true, if they were actually defamatory, or if they weren't. And Logan Paul, like he admitted in DMs that got leaked during this court process, was just doing this to financially burden Coffeezilla.
And so Logan Paul responds, "That's the idea. Need to shut it down." And then his friend says, "Public humiliation is always more effective." To which Logan Paul says, "I totally agree." Now,
you see what I mean? Surrounded himself with retards.
This is the big one. Logan Paul says in regard to the lawsuit with Coffeezilla that he's suing Coffeezilla just to make his life difficult.
Which, I mean, seems like he's succeeded in that endeavor as they are settling out of court. This simply means that, you know, instead of having to go through the rigmarole and the drawn out process that Logan is planning on doing here and has said it effectively, they would just rather be done with it and cut the losses. And effectively, you know, the lawyers win. They make a shit ton of money. Nobody really else does. And it really did just become a financial...
You know who the real losers were in this? It was the internet. Because once again, a piece of grimy garbage got away with doing some crazy shit that made him some money. He may have not made money directly, but he did make money off of the ad revenue talking about it, off of the deals that he made to get other people to talk about it.
Burden to Coffee. It sucks that he had to delete his extra videos, but he didn't have to delete the huge 3-part series that really blew the whole thing up with CryptoZoo, which I'm very happy to see is still up. But again, this is also just very realistic. Coffeezilla is very well off, but comparatively to Logan, he didn't stand a chance if this was just going band for band through the court system.
Honestly, I blame the internet for that, because Coffeezilla, really the only way that he was getting money was from the Patreon. And was from selling T-shirts to pay for this this whole lawsuit situation. And I don't think that people gave him enough money. So really, that's on us. I didn't buy a T-shirt. I don't see anybody wearing Coffeezilla's T-shirts.
I was hoping that maybe with some of the messages that were, you know, leaked early on in the court case, that there may have been more leniency on...
I think there were bigger fish to fry for the internet, and that's why nobody really cared.
behalf of, the court for Coffeezilla, seeing what Logan Paul's intentions were, at least in his messages. But obviously, I do not know the legal system well enough to know how that would actually impact it, or if it would even be allowed to impact the case. If there are somehow any lawyers watching this, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, as well as, I guess, anybody else with how this has culminated. It is a bummer that we don't get to see it to its end, because I really do think that Coffee had a strong lead here. It just came down to that financial burden. And I'm hopeful that at the very least, Coffeezilla...
Unfortunately, that's the way it works with lawsuits. The people who have more money usually come out on top, even if they're the ones who actually did the bullshit. But the money, everything's based around money. That's why you can't go against giant corporations like Disney.
Zilla may get to say something about the matter or something along those lines with the settlement agreement, but until I see Coffee's side of things being submitted, and I don't even know if that would be included in the settlement proceedings that will show up on Court Listener, what he is allowed to say or what he isn't allowed to say now that this is wrapped up. Scott Schaefer points this out a lot, and he's also apparently had this idea that this was going to settle pretty much no matter what, because that's just kind of how lawsuits go. It is just a band for band contest, and the writing was on the wall.
It's a boxing match, and your gloves are made out of straight up gold. And whoever has the most gold wins.
At the start for Scott, and it makes the most sense. I guess the moral of the story is, in case you somehow forgot it, the court system is very pay to win, or at the very least pay to draw it out long enough that no one wants to fight you. That's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave it a thumbs up.
Dude, I don't like Logan Paul. I hope the first part of this video didn't make you think that I actually like him because of that Oliver Tree thing. Oliver Tree liked him, but it's okay to have shitty friends. Everybody's got shitty friends. So apparently the first 5 seconds got copyrighted and blocked, so it's going to be silent. Massive day for the unemployed. Asmongold's bald in the Mizkif files.
Google
blah,
responds
blah.
after fans noticed Mizkif buying ads on Asmon's YouTube videos. I didn't even know that there was a level that you could get to that was this low.
He paid Google money to put this ad on my YouTube channel. What is this?
What the fuck?
What is he on this gay for? Why does he have all these gay thumbnails with Tectone?
Why is he paying to promote it? These are questions science can't answer.
So this was the ad that Mizkif did for my YouTube. So he paid Google money to put this ad on my YouTube channel.
I didn't even know you could do that.
For over a year, people have been talking about my personal life like they were in the room. They weren't. I was.
I didn't get this ad.
I made a 45-minute video laying out
I don't get ads though, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I use Brave.
exactly what happened with receipts. The people talking about it won't watch it. So I'm buying an ad. Don't take my word for it. Watch it yourself.
I mean, I understand that, like, this is pathetic and but there's a certain amount of me that, like, whenever I see a roach that gets cut in half and it's crawling up the wall still with half of its body gone, there's a part of me that respects that. And then I can make back the $100,000 of my money that you wasted by suing me for some bullshit.
And boy, oh boy, he uploaded another video titled My Life, and he's about to go demon time.
My struggle.
Let's give it a check out. Anyway, the video is titled My Life, and the dislikes speak for themselves.
For the last 9 months, I've stopped going out almost entirely. The few times I do go out, I get reminded.
Maybe you should go touch grass, incel.
Why? It's because I don't want to put the people who still stand by me in a position where they have to defend me or get looked at sideways just for being near me. My friends would invite me out, but if someone new was coming, I'd always stay home. I don't want that person to judge me or judge my friends or sit there feeling a little awkward because I showed up.
There is. Like, there's a part of me that respects this. Like,
if somebody doesn't like you, then fuck them.
This is so shameless.
I mean, this video is essentially a 27-minute whine fest. You could literally watch a full episode of Demon Slayer or, something good, Monster. I do, however, still think that him being called and labeled a racist is, a too far. I read that title in Borat, My Life.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And then he popped off on the drama channels.
But those people lie all the time, and you don't see it because they built a bubble around themselves that profits off of exactly this.
Yeah, self-awareness equals 0.
It's why the second this broke. Every drama YouTuber sided with her immediately and pushed the story that I'm a monster. Because it's a business.
You kind of are a monster. Like, normal people don't get in women's faces and scream.
Go against the narrative, Asmund doesn't react.
Normal people don't drive 120 miles per hour with girls in the car just because you're mad at your girlfriend. There are also other people in the car in that situation, and he was very angry and aggressive. And apparently that was a thing that he did often.
To your video.
I mean, fair enough, but like, even
punching holes in the walls like fucking Kyle.
if I got d***ed by Epstein, I still wouldn't be paying for a YouTube ad to like expose him. You guys forgot he was also paying people like $10 to watch his old video, which, you know, I don't think he needs to do any of that. I'm 100% for this dude.
Imagine paying people to watch your videos.
Clearing his name and, you know,
This is the same thing as viewbotting.
addressing the allegations and the misconceptions that happened between him and Emaru, but it feels like he's desperate.
So I'm not asking you to feel bad for believing it. I'm
Yes,
asking
you
to
are.
hear my side, the same way you guys heard hers. And to any of those slop YouTubers or YouTubers who are watching this, I've talked about this publicly for hundreds of hours. Emaru has talked about it for 1. And while we're here, let's talk about Asmongold's hypocrisy for a second. Here's a guy who felt so terrible for Emaru that he made multiple videos helping destroy my entire life, willing to lie for her immediately.
But don't feel bad for me, guys. That's not what this video's about.
When it came to the Sykkuno situation, in every situation like it, it's been the complete opposite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people...
The Sykkuno situation was completely different. He was being a sad boy and fucking bitches. That's all he was doing.
Are going to have to come forward until Twitch maybe takes action about Miz, but I could imagine that it's probably a matter of if and not when, you know, with so much verifiable evidence, you know, in terms of like holes in the wall, violence, like on-camera things that he's done. Like, there's so many things, right? And it's like, there's really nothing that's going to happen about this on Twitch's end. Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, yeah, he is hypocritical because, you know, he just doesn't like you, dude.
This was planned. This was not a finally having the courage to say something like she claimed it was in her stream by millions, and now you know. This has been in the works. This was not a spontaneous stream. But who exactly was involved in this? Who would ever do something so horrible? Were there others?
Was it CIA? Was it Mossad?
There's a clip of Asmongold from October 17th, just a week before Emaru's allegations came out, gloating that he had already known Emaru was about to make an
Why does it say Amaranth?
impromptu stream.
That's not why people don't want to collaborate with Miz. It has nothing to do with it. And he knows that. And also, it doesn't have a lot to do with Tectone either.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with his personality and his crash outs. Oh, it got claimed? Oh, shit.
Crazy how he could see the future like that. Except he couldn't. He just already knew what she was going to do. Asmongold knew.
Does he know? And I gotta remind y'all that Mizkiv actually sued Asmongold and it ended up going nowhere, and I believe the case was dropped.
That using a law that's meant to protect victims when you're the one who was being accused didn't work. What a f***ing weasel. What a little rat.
Yep.
What a
I talked about that.
f***ing Weasley little liar, dude.
Wait, you actually paid for YouTube ads on this video? That's genius. You know what's funny? I did pay for ads on Asmongold's YouTube channel. I did.
I swear to God, this isn't my quality. It sounds like he's in Osama bin Laden's cave with Hassan.
Because I thought it was funny that the guy still won't watch Emmy's video and hasn't watched Emmy's video yet, and he won't do it because he knows that it would prove that he lied about everything, and it's just a huge lie. So we're just waiting.
Oh my God, I cannot stand listening to him because he does this weird thing where he up-talks the ends of his sentence. I forget what it's called, an upward drawl or something, where he talks like this, and it's really fucking annoying. It's what high school girls do, and I fucking hate it, dude.
On that, but yeah, he won't.
That's what his whole problem is. He is a high school girl. He's a bitch.
Do it, and he's not going to do it because he knows it proves everything he said was a lie. He admitted today that he isn't going to watch your video. That is so funny.
I don't really think
it's pretty funny.
but
no, I think it's funny that he's upset about it.
Going on.
Like, imagine that. It's not even funny. It's pathetically sad. It's sad. It's like the dude ruined my life.
Fucking projection.
Life on lies, and he won't watch the video that proves
You ruined your own life, you moron.
the truth.
You should just not be talking about this shit. Asmongold ruined my life. Cry more, bitch. You crying about it makes it worse. Don't get upset on the internet. How have you not learned this yet? Because he's out of touch. He's at the top. When you're at the top and you're not one of the viewers, you don't know that. You don't know that you can't get upset on the internet. You think that it's all just fighting and drama. But that's not it, man.
Right? It's like, you're willing to just sit there and listen to her lie constantly, pull up videos about me for months, and you are not willing to listen to the truth in the slightest. If we continue having guys like Asmongold, you know, try to change the story and narrative and continue to try to push
How many times did he do that?
down the idea that he didn't just fully go after me for like 5 full days on that.
Times are tough.
5
I hear
days.
gambling in the background. He's picking up the booze. It's over.
I'm not going to watch your 45-minute video of half-truths. How many times has Mizkif presented something to the public and it turned out to not be the full truth and it was a misrepresentation? I think a great example is whenever...
Yeah, people will do that and be like, well, I didn't lie about anything. I just left some very important information out.
He brought out all those DMs with me and he tried to invent a complete narrative that didn't exist. So why would I watch your video when you've proven yourself to be an unreliable narrator?
Again, Asmongold doesn't necessarily owe Mizkif anything, and one of the...
We all know why Mizkif wants him to watch it, because that makes Mizkif relevant. And it doesn't make Mizkif relevant if he's sitting there just talking shit about Mizkif.
big reasons I watched it is because I needed to pay my bills and I'm very poor.
Like, imagine that. It's not even funny. It's pathetically sad. It's sad. It's like...
How about this? I'll watch it whenever you lose your court case.
Even though Asmon is 55 years old, he's genuinely a cheeser.
How many people had anything good to say about you at all? Basically nobody. Like, you want to blame this on me? You poisoned the well with so many people. You damaged relationships with dozens of other creators.
Again, Asmongold is 55 and Mizkif's pushing 40, and this is the high school level drama they're in.
Like, how is it fair that she can go live and accuse me of this? It's totally fine to leave up there, but you remove this? Or what about the clips where people were trying to ruin my life with me getting mad at Senna and or anything else? But you remove this. Just change the title and do it again, chat. Change the title and do it again.
Dude, he's begging them, bro. I guess this is before he had, well, I wonder, was he paying people to post for him then?
Unk needs to learn delayed gratification, you know?
You know, he learned it from somebody. He learned it from somewhere. He's been doing it for a long time. He didn't just start doing it out of nowhere. It was a snowball effect. He did it a little bit, and then he did it a lot.
If he just left the video up and let it speak for itself, people would have changed their minds. But now he's just doing all this stuff. He's looking much more desperate to, like, get back where he was socially.
I want to say this for the final part of the video. The video's been up for almost a week now, and I didn't know if it even hit 20,000 views. I didn't know.
Nobody likes me anymore. I'm suing Asmongold because he's the biggest guy who doesn't like me.
Know if content creators or people would even look at it, to the point where I actually did a clip campaign for clips. And I made sure when I did that it was only factual things from the YouTube video with nothing else. And if they did anything else, they are not getting paid. And I told them that very bluntly from the second I put out the ad. But,
is that how it went?
But I didn't know if that video would even crack 20,000 viewers. Nothing like this has ever happened before. No one's ever had a big girl streamer make such crazy allegations, and she was the one that everyone loved, and she was lying. I didn't know what was going to happen because that video was everything. If that video didn't,
I think she was lying about the SA thing, but everything else, I don't think she was lying about.
Didn't go anywhere.
It really tracks for Mizkif.
I lost.
Let me channel my inner empathy, and I guess his explanation makes sense, and the fact that he even explained it is valid.
I don't have the voice I once had. I questioned if this video would even hit 20,000 views. So seeing a shift actually happening this past week has meant the world to me. But
how is that shift going, my friend? I think that it cracked that many views because there were a lot of people reacting to it, one, and two, they were hate watchers.
It's just a small shift. There's still so much to do and so much more that needs to be said, because when this story first came out, it got pushed to the limits. And so many people still don't know the truth. And so many people don't know how much she truly loves.
Do you know why people don't know the truth? Because streamers are fucking degenerates, and they're willing to say and do anything to protect their reputation, protect their image.
And the people that were around her.
I guess we'll see how the court case will go with Emaru, because the emotional truth argument was an L.
You sided with someone who lied about crimes, and you helped spread lies about them. You walked with her on this, so keep walking. But Pokimane, I do miss you. Call me.
I know math is hard.
And before I get to what's next, I want to say one thing plainly, because I believe it's more important than anything else in this video. Anyone who lies about being assaulted or physically abused needs jail time.
He's so Twitch-brained, he had to quote some random black Twitch streamer.
What about Asmongold? He defended her from the start, threatened me for months before it came out, said I should be permanently banned after she went live, and watched every video, and gloated about how he knows more than anyone else, and is known for quite some time.
Who cares about Asmongold, bro? Just focus on Emaru and clearing your name in the serious stuff.
He can't because he is politically captured. He has to hate Asmongold because everybody hates Asmongold. Nobody hates Emaru.
Is buying ads to put on Asmon's channel. So this is, you can look at this right here. Paid for Matthew Misranino. Isn't this horrendous?
He's hoping that hating on Asmongold will get people to join his side who also hate Asmongold. But once they actually learn what Mizkif is all about, they ain't gonna be about that shit. That's why nobody likes him. That's why he doesn't collab with anybody.
Harassment by this point? No, I think it's funny. Everybody has their freedom of speech. He didn't agree with that. He didn't think that everybody did have their freedom of speech. He learned that they did. So this was an educational process. Cost me $100,000. This educational process about the First Amendment. And to be fair, this could be a person impersonating him. No, it's him. Oh my God. Ads Transparency Center. Legal name, Matthew Misrandino.
I'm just gonna call a spade a spade.
I didn't know that was his name. Even though we heard Mizkif's
explanation and wanting the video to be seen, this does look pathetic to anyone watching.
He's paying people to watch the content. If you can watch the full video and like and comment, I will give you $10 cash for watching the video. Paying people to fucking interact with it. Earn tickets for liking, commenting on, and watching Mizkif's posts and videos. Paying Google to show it.
He just needs a chill.
This is how you maintain your popularity if you're a piece of shit streamer nowadays. You gotta pay people to keep your popularity. That's why view botting is such a big deal.
Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me.
And by the way, you think that my content is shit? Whatever. If I would have done this exact same setup, the exact same things that I'm doing now, 10 years ago, I would have been one of them. I would have been one of these big streamers. I guarantee it. But people figured out that if you just buy view bots, then you can get ahead. And then those people basically pushed all of the normal people out. The people who were willing to just do the work themselves and just have natural flow of an audience.
And I've punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
So let's pause and talk about Emaru saying she cleared her computer literally the day after she went after Miz.
2 new computers. My other computer is gone. I gave it back to Starforge, and they
because I just got a new computer because it was hacked before. Right? Doing this like the day after, or a week after the lawsuit was filed is kind of yeah.
And this is Hassan we're talking about, so you know he does his research thoroughly.
Okay.
They wiped that shit.
This doesn't prove that she's guilty, but it definitely doesn't make her look innocent, is what I'm trying to say.
Done that.
Whoa, Asmongold's Frogan chimed in. And holy moly, Asmongold's Frogan chimed in.
Anybody? Dude, that's like calling him the N-word. You can't do that. Bro, like, that's... Honestly, just call him the N-word. That's just bad, bro. Like,
we do a little bit of trolling.
This guy is so obsessed with me. He has gone to Google to put ads of him kissing me on my videos. So if you watch a Tectone video, you have like a 13% chance.
If he wasn't such a piece of shit and pathetic little worm, that'd be pretty funny.
To see an image of Mizkif kissing me on the cheek on the set of Steak and Eggs.
Mizkif, you have crossed the line. I would never cheat on my Genshin Impact baddies. I straight up goon max to them every day.
I've on a Nami figure 1 time, and then once on a Boa Hancock figure.
41-year-old man, by the way. Asmongold's Mike from PA chimed in.
Oh, you little That's how I know you watch my You downgraded me to Mike from PA from Frogan. That's some cold-blooded
Okay, pause. If you made it this far, you're genuinely You've already wasted so much time, so at this point, why not waste even more by subscribing?
Yeah, damn it. I already wasted my time before. I'm already subscribed.
I feel bad for Miskiv because bro needs to just focus on his case with Emiru instead of doing these side quests with Asmongold, Tectone, and yada yada, because at the end of the day, it's just obvious to everyone watching that he wants to get back to his old life and get his collaborations back. I don't think paying for Google ads is the play, though.
He should have worked on his personality behind the scenes, because that's really what's killing him. It's not the stuff that we're seeing. It's the stuff that he did and said to people behind the scenes that were, in quotes, his friends, but really they were just co-workers. Well, that's what you get, bitch!